Hi, it's DSauce357, and today I'm going to show you guys how I reload my bullets. Hopefully help some of you guys out there that are just starting. I myself am just starting. For the most part, my grandfather taught me a little bit, and then I kind of just whatever I learned on my own. So, this is kind of for newbies. Experienced guys, you're probably not going to really care for this video. But if you're trying to get into the hobby of reloading your own ammo, which saves tons of money and is really awesome, you get to make pretty much a perfect round for your gun. It's going to shoot awesome in your gun. Of course, saves you a lot of money, or lets you shoot more at least. So I'm going to do this in a bunch of parts, kind of showing step by step how I do it. I'm reloading 30-06 in this video. I have some pretty basic stuff here. Usually in videos you see guys that have presses that have multiple die slots. They have like powder measures, automatic powder dispensers. So I have the bare basics. So I'm going to show you guys what I got here. This is a scale right here. It's all manual. There's nothing electric to it. For measuring the grains. I have a like a primer presser thing here. Let's do that. I have a little funnel for my powder. For what I'm going to be using reload is the Hodgins 4831. This is older powder, but yeah, same thing. Let's see, I got a case holder right there, and there's my cases. And there is a die, and then I have another die. Let's see, a sizing die right here. I have like this little brush thing to kind of lube up the cases, and so that should help, and of course a reloading manual. That's pretty much the basics that you need to reload this round at least. So there you go, there's the bare minimums. I'll put all the brands and stuff in the description for you guys if you want to purchase some of this stuff. Which, by the way, all this stuff is really old. This press is from the 70s. That scale is really old, I know. These dies are really old as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I believe this hand press, you can still buy this. Yeah, so anyway, let's get started on step one. So basically what I do first, after we're going to take a case that has just been shot, let's say, there is the primer that has been used, and obviously it's empty, so this case hasn't been sized or cleaned or anything. So what I like to do first with my cases, I like to get them all in a tray, like you see there, and I like to take each one, I take this stuff, the RCBS case lube, and I put a little bit on this. I'm just going to put a couple drops, very little, cap that so it stays dry, and rub it together, get it all over. You can use a rag, you don't have to have this is just cotton with some leather on the back. You can use a rag or whatever, it doesn't really matter. And what you're going to do is you're going to kind of just lube up all your cases. And what this does is it allows it to go into the dies easier, so it doesn't get stuck up there, because it will get stuck up on there if you're not lubing all your cases. So what you do is you kind of take each one, lube it up. If you want, you can have your cases on one side of the tray, and then as you lube them, put them on the other side so you know which ones you've done and which ones you haven't. Roll these up, get them ready. Now all these cases are, let me redo this one. All these cases is are factory ammo that I shot at the range a few days ago. You can also buy new brass if you want. If you don't feel like buying just factory ammunition and shooting it, then reloading it, you just buy brass from like Remington or Winchester, I believe, sells it as well. Anyway, so after you get all your cases lubed, everything's set on your tray, you want to make sure your die's set. Basically, that's just kind of like a trial and error of screwing it in so far and kind of adjusting it. You want to make sure that this base ring right here is super tight so that your die doesn't loosen up as you're putting your shells into the press. Otherwise, you'll get a shell that maybe wasn't sized right, and so on and so forth. This die also has a little, this little pointy thing here. I forget what it's called. What it does, it knocks out the primers. You can't see it, but it's right here, and it's poking out. So when you send a case up there, the die sizes it and knocks out the primer at the same time. Right here, this is a little case holder. You just slide your case into this this case holder here. I can't pull it off and show you. I can. Nope. Oh, there it goes. It's giving me too much of a hard time. You guys are just gonna have to. You guys, if you have a press and you have a die, you know what it is. It's a little case holder. Looks like that, except it might be a little bit different. Basically, it's just a thing where you slide the case in and hold it in place. Yeah, so now we're going to run up all of our shells. We're going to put it into the holder, make sure it's secure. And you want to make sure it's all adjusted right, that this isn't going to run into the back, because that usually happens sometimes. And you're just going to send it up. And you might have seen the primer get knocked out there. And it comes out. See there? Primer's gone, and the case is sized. Now, a good way to check your case sizing that I found, just an easy way, is just to put it in your rifle. Just run it through your rifle once. See if you're using a bolt action, just put it in your chamber. See if your bolt closes all the way and smoothly, and ejects the shell okay. That's pretty much a good way to tell. I've been doing that for a little while now, and it hasn't failed me. So I wouldn't say it's foolproof. I'm sure there's better ways to do it, but that's what I've found works for me. It's easier, it doesn't require any tools. So we're just going to go ahead and put all these through. Okay. Oops. Alright. So these are all done. See here, I'm just going to put them all next to each other. That way I know that these are all finished. So that side is done. Okay, from now, you're going to need to clean the primer pockets. I use this thing. It's this old wooden primer pocket cleaner that I bought at a gun show. There's better ways to do this, but this is what I have. So basically what I do is you just go and take your primer pocket or your primer and your shell, and you kind of stick it in there a little bit. It's rough. This one doesn't fit exactly right. And you kind of want to just twist it around a little bit. You don't want to twist around too much, and because you could wear this out and then your primer isn't going to fit inside, and or your round might not go off because the loose might fall out, etc. Tons of things can go wrong. So you kind of want to just get it where you get most of the fouling out there, and what that does, it makes sure that your primers are going to be reliable. They're not going to stop working because of a gummed up primer pocket. So loosen those up. One thing with reloading, you have to be really precise, very methodical about everything you do. One mistake can make sure your round's not going to work, or worse, you mess up part of the loading process and your gun blows up in your face. So it's extremely important to be methodical, take your time, especially if this is like your first time doing it. Go very slow through the steps, double check everything, triple check it, would be even better. See that? I'm just barely rubbing that out right there. And you will get little shards of brass. You just wipe that off before you run these shell casings through your press or anything again, or before you put a primer in. Okay, they're not too dirty. They're pretty much cleaned up. All right. Just get a rag here. What you can do is just kind of wipe them off. I don't ever clean the brass unless it's like super dirty, like I'm reloading it for like the third time or something. I don't know. It just depends on how it looks. All my brass is relatively clean and never goes on the ground. I always catch it before when I eject the shells. So yeah, I really don't feel the need to clean them a whole lot. Okay, cool. Alright, let's see. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop it right here. And next I'm going to show you how I flare the casings, and we'll go from there. Okay, thanks guys. End of part 1.